And I think that's why it's important that, for me, coming out, in 2005, 2006, I had a vision to improve my community through the money and through the redevelopment of our own community with our own resources.
Willie D. Live.
Yeah. What are your plans for the 18th district? Because I see that you haven't put your name in the hat yet. What's going on?
Being humble is probably one of the hardest things for anybody, especially for a leader. Elected officials, people who've been involved. And, I really want to humble myself to the point where I don't want to be so to the community, you need me, so come vote for me, as opposed to, community, what do you need and how can I support the community's need? Everybody who runs for office, they just throw their name in the hat and tell the community, this is why you need me. You need me to be your leader because this is what I'm going to do. I've been in this game. I've worked on campaigns. I've worked, for city council. I was, a staffer long before I even became a city council member. I worked in the community long before I decided to even get involved in politics. And then running for the state office, using my, resources and using my experience helped me to become the state representative. But if I'm gonna run for Congress, I don't want to be so presumptive to tell the community what they need versus me knowing the needs of the community, and as opposed to everybody else saying, just put my name on the ballot, I'm gonna just go out there and run, and this is what I'm gonna do. I don't think that that's the way it should go. So I'm truly humbling myself because I want the community to know who I am and what I bring to the table versus the promises that are going to be made. Because into this day and age of politics, it's all about just telling the voters what they want to hear. As long as you can tell them what they want to hear, then, you can get from them what you want, and that is the vote. But the community needs to start realizing, what does a congressperson do? What is the responsibility of a state representative? What is the responsibility of a city councilman, of a state senator, so forth and so on? And when they understand that, then you understand we need people with experience. We need people with knowledge. We need people who understand how this game goes. I oftentimes analogize this to this. When you go to the doctor and you tell the doctor, something wrong with my heart, he checks you out and says, you need a heart transplant. And this is serious. I'm going to tell you something. This is going to be hard. This is going to be the hardest thing you've ever dealt with. The recovery process is going to be long. But if you stick to the program, I promise you, you'll come through this. I've done this surgery 1,000 times, never lost one patient. Okay, doc, can I go get a second opinion? By all means. Go to the second doctor. The second doctor goes, oh my God, I got a great plan for you. I can get you back in a week. Ain't gonna be too painful. You just sit down for a minute. You're gonna be back stronger, faster, more lively. Oh, Doc, that's great. Oh man, I'm gonna go with you, Doc. I'm gonna go with you. But then you go and you just ask one question, Doc, can you tell me who you've done this with before? Oh, I ain't never did this before. What you mean you've never done? Oh, I've never had this surgery before.
You're going to be first.
So what makes you think that all the things you told me, because it is a good idea, isn't it? That's what politicians and candidates are today. They're literally going to the people and say, I'm going to go and beat the Republicans. I'm going to kick the Republicans' butt. I'm going to fight to protect women's reproductive rights. I'm going to fight. That's not... That's national politics. You're supposed to say that. You're supposed to do that.
But don't you have to start somewhere?
You do.
You got to start somewhere,
you
right?
have to.
So before a politician can get that big vote, before a person can have tenure, they have to start somewhere.
That's right.
So, should they start in the community, or should they start? Would it be a good idea if somebody really is about their life, if they really have these high hopes and great plans? Is it a smart idea for a politician to just say, you know what, That's an open seat right there, and I think I can beat that guy right there. I'm running right now.
And that is the way the system is set up. And if that's what the people want, then that's how it goes. There is no right way of doing it. For me, and what I saw and what I know is to be the successful route is to know and have people who are knowledgeable about this process. When you look at politics today, you literally have people who have no earthly idea of what they're doing. They just have an idea. And so when they get there, they're just being disruptive. They're not being productive.